Music drives passion in everybody, and so this is a really big opportunity for us to deliver some real social gain within the actual community. So there wasn't really a contemporary, forward-thinking station within the town that was playing a wide range of genres of music. People who live in Brighton are all very creative, and there are so many musicians, so many bands, so many producers, there's loads of record studios, and this kind of community radio station, One Brighton FM, is giving people that platform. People like Steve Mason of the Beta Band, we've got Martin Duffy of Primal Scream. So these are people who are at the top of the musical industry. And so their knowledge, their expertise, their experience, more importantly, is something that they can cascade down to as many people as they are willing.
You know, we just wanted to get personalities on there, people we knew who had what we perceive as a good taste in music. It could have been anything from Northern Soul to house to reggae to disco and everything else in between.
Some incredible talented DJs and presenters on there. Ultimately it's about our love for music. People come from being really shy and wouldn't say a word to getting really confident now, and the music's just killer across the board.
What it's done is it's created a kind of central hub to bring all these groups of people together, people who are organising parties around Brighton, DJing around Brighton. So we've now got this community around the radio station, which is, you know, loads of like-minded people all massively passionate about our music and playing music and hearing new music.
It's a constant search for new sounds that really drives me, and you intersperse that with classic stuff that people already know, you know. But yeah, kind of, it's about connecting with new stuff, and that will connect to a young audience, you know. And there's just some amazing, you know, musical knowledge there. There's so many people that collect and are obsessive and incredibly knowledgeable about music.
So much of radio these days is just, it's so formatted, it's almost unlistenable, you know. So I think, you know, One Brighton from that point of view, just having that open state of mind and allowing people to, because it's such a beautiful medium, radio, and it's so underused these days, you know.
It's a real buzz around the place, and of course any of the younger guys who are coming in, they're mixing with kind of some of the more established kind of players in the scene, and, you know, learning from them, cross-fertilising ideas.
When I first started, I was terrible. I couldn't do any of the skills you need, really. I couldn't cue music, couldn't speak in the microphone properly.
As soon as the show started, I began really quickly to learn all the skills that a DJ needs. And also about just, you know, interacting with other people, interacting with other musicians. And also it challenged me a bit as well.
I've been DJing for 2 years, and I've also been producing for 2 years. And yeah, I think it's something that I could definitely go into in the future.
That's very much part of the kind of the philosophy, the ethos of the organisation is to work collaboratively. Both the educational institutions, the charities, the younger DJs who get slots on the radio, and basically, you know, spread the knowledge that's there within the station.
One Brighton FM's all about Brighton, ultimately. It's just like we want all our advertisers to come from Brighton, all the DJs are from Brighton or very close surrounds. Everything's Brighton, you know, but there's enough talent here to be breaking out.
It's exactly how I kind of imagined it to be, you know. It's super relaxed, you know, everyone's really friendly. There's a little big community of artistic people doing stuff. And I think the station's a really good example of the sort of mentality of people down here. They kind of make it happen, and at the start it's a bit ramshackle and what have you, and you know, and then it slowly gets going. But the most important thing is actually making it happen, and that's what I like, you know. And I think One Brighton FM's a really good example of that attitude and the reason why I like being here.
It was always going to be about giving something back. You know, for years I've been thinking I would be involved in a music charity in some way, even it's kind of all encompassing now. You know, we've got the idea that we're working with community groups and charities and all that good stuff, and then the music aspect of it as well. So yeah, really fortunate that it's panned out that way, really.
My name's Nick Carling. I'm one of the directors here at One Brighton FM, and I also support the DJs that present the Kiss My Disco radio show. Kiss My Disco works with DJs with learning disabilities. It's great for the confidence. It's a big deal to a lot of people. So yeah, we're very happy to have a sort of symbiosis between Kiss My Disco and One Brighton FM supporting each other. So yeah, it's a win-win.
I like to play Northern Soul. I like using vinyl as well and CD. I just love them both. It's good. Usually go to boot fairs, charity shops. We usually find them anywhere. Never DJs for a station, never in my life. So I've never DJs to live people at all. I used to never talk into a mic. I am completely mic scared. But since I've started doing Brighton FM, I've actually got used to using the mic now. I can use it out. I feel happy using it now.
So there's a lot of awareness being built up within the community as a result of the relationships the station has had with these particular organisations. We've recently launched a new website, and we're hoping that that as a format will help to drive some more commercial income.
It's certainly increasing their advertising revenue is going to really help, because then they'll be able to take the station in the direction that it deserves to go in. But you know, at the same time, I think it's important to recognise that we need to stay grounded and we need to stay true. One Brighton FM is a community radio station, so it is inclusive and it does play loads of different sorts of music.
I've been to a lot of radio stations all over the place, and you don't really feel necessarily a strong sense of attachment. You know, I think with something with One Brighton FM, it's something that you do feel a part of. You know, and they have parties and what have you, and it does feel like a community.
I think our standout is the live thing more than anything else, because we've got live DJs or presenters coming in from 9 in the morning till midnight. That's going to increase going forward. Nobody else is doing that.
I think all that's going to happen, it's going to get bigger, it's going to get better, there's going to be more shows, there's going to be more DJs.
I want to get out there globally, you know. The way we will do that is by getting guests coming in there. You know, if Andy Weatherall's in town, he comes by and does a show, then you're going to get an awful lot of people tuning in. We can get Norman to come down and do a show at some point. Do you know what I mean? This is what lifts you up and out of Brighton into their fan base, which is worldwide. We've got that quality, I believe.
Currently we are bidding for a number of different things. We're looking to find some investment to kit these studios out so that the established DJs and producers can work with younger DJs and all the charities, the universities, as I said, and the college, to actually produce something which is much bigger than the sum of ourselves, you know. And I think that's a really, really strong proposition.
Ultimately, it's about getting a listener to tune in the morning, and then they listen all day and into the night, and that's the kind of holy grail of your listener. It's hard to imagine life without this radio station, actually, because it's just always there for you, and you always, you know, you can put it on and there's always going to be something good on, even if it's not something that you would expect to like. It's hard to imagine life in the city without it.